It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
Hello. Today we are customizing another game. A couple of weeks ago, I customized Tic-Tac-Toe, also called Knoughts and Crosses in the UK, apparently. I don't know. And today we're going to be painting on Jenga. This is just a regular box of classic Jenga with genuine hard wood. Yep, it's hard. And even harder questions are being asked. How do you Jenga? Ages 6 and up. Excellent, right in my age range. Created by Hasbro Gaming, which is honestly interesting. I had no idea they made this. On the back, there are some visual instructions for how to play this game. When I went to open up the box, we of course have the obligatory, very annoying sticker that would not come off. But honestly, overall, the packaging was not too horrible. And in case anyone is concerned about the quality of this wood, it seems nice. I mean, I have no real qualms. I'm a little confused why they had to advertise it as
genuine wood.
But, you know. I'm assuming everyone has played Jenga before, but here's a quick recap. There's a stack of blocks. You have to pull one out at a time, alternating between all of your friends, and whoever makes it fall down, that's who loses. Each Jenga block is a rectangle. As you can see, there's a little engraving on both sides that say Jenga. Upon opening this box of Jenga, I quickly realized there were way more blocks than I had ever remembered there being. I thought this would be a fun and easy video, but no, there are a lot of Jenga blocks. 54 to be exact. As a side note, if you're wondering why there's dried paint on each of these blocks, it's because for the thumbnail I squirted little pieces of paint and then I had to clean it up. Okay, so 54 blocks. 54 blocks. What to do with 54 blocks? Well, if you divide 54 by 3, you actually get 3 groups of 18. And that makes things, well, not easier, but it does give me some sort of system. So I'm taking out my paint palette and some white paint. It made a farting noise. And I'm using this as a base coat on each of the blocks. You might be asking yourself, Marissa, why didn't you just go right to the colors? These are already light colored wood, you're probably not gonna have a problem, and let me just stop you there. It's very possible that we wouldn't have had any problems, but in my humble experiences with painting wood like this, it usually soaks up so much paint that you have to apply around 3 to 4 coats of paint before it stops soaking things up and you can actually get a solid covering. And that is exactly what happened with these Jenga blocks. I had to apply 3 to 4 coats of white paint before it stopped soaking up literally everything. Now, I have never used gesso, and honestly, I probably should just invest in a can or a bottle of gesso because I think this would eliminate a lot of my pain. But I did put 4 coats of white paint on all of these. I had a lot of paint on my fingers, but at the end, we had blocks that were fully covered in white paint and ready for some colors. The first color I mixed together was this really bright lime green. I have never painted with this color. I love lime green though. It's one of my absolute favorite colors. It did take me a while to mix together the lime green to get this exact shade, which is why I ended up having so much of it. I ended up having to paint each block twice to get a really consistent coat. So in this case, it's honestly arguable that the white coat did not help me at all. I think it actually increased the amount of time this project took because I did 3 coats of the white paint and then I had to do 2 coats of the green paint, and I think it would have been just faster if I went right to the green and did 3 coats or even 4. But you know what? Hindsight is 20/20. Maybe next time I have a piece of genuine hardwood that is a light color, I won't even try to do the white base coat. I'll just go right to the colors and see what happens. At long last, I finally finished painting all 18 of the blocks with this lime green color, and I have to say, oh my gosh, I love it. Some people don't like lime green. That's okay. I'm a big fan of it though. I think it's so pretty. For the next set of 18 blocks, I mixed together this coral color. If you didn't notice yet, I was going for a really vibrant and warm color palette for this Jenga block set. I do often really enjoy painting in very vibrant, warm-toned colors. I also really like the neons, neon pastels, neon colors in general. And this time we're going for just very vibrant colors, those deep, warm hues. Coral is one of my absolute favorites of those, as is lime green. I feel like they go great together, they're really fun and punchy. It reminds me of spring. Let's move on to our next set of 18 blocks. The third color I mixed together was this peacock teal kind of color. This is a little bit of a darker color, but it still is very vibrant and warm, and it pairs really well with the brighter lime green and coral. And this is also one of my favorite colors. I kind of picked my 3 favorite current colors. My favorite color always changes, but right now I'm really loving wearing these 3 colors. I don't often get to paint in this peacock color though because it's so dark. And that just doesn't typically come across well on camera. And now we finally have all of the base coats down. All together, these colors look so fun and vibrant. I love them together. I think it's so fun. It's definitely different than things I've painted in the past, which I enjoy. And I'm excited now to add some details to each of these blocks. When you're playing Jenga, there's a lot of sides that don't really get seen. The top and the bottom are touching other blocks, so they don't get seen. The sides usually don't get seen, especially if you're in the middle. The only side that always gets seen are both of the ends. So when I was adding the details, I decided to focus on those smaller end pieces. Because when everything is stacked, that's what you're gonna see. I took back out my peacock color, took out my peacock color again. What am I saying? Anyway, I'm adding some stars. I alternated the stars, skipped some blocks, and I'm also using my coral color to add in some more stars. I messed this one up and had to wipe it off. Once I had applied all of these initial stars and I had let them dry totally, I was able to then go back in with the same colors and alternate again. Except on the teal, turquoise, peacock. On the peacock, I added the coral. On the coral, I added the peacock. And then it looks like we got a cool outlined 2-star effect. And I really like it. I think it looks really fun. The stars almost have an outer space kind of vibe to it. Well, stars are in space, duh. But I wasn't really going for that, but I am enjoying it. On the other side of these blocks, I actually painted something different. Hearts. And that was an accident. Here's the thing, for consistency and ease of watching this video, I'm actually showing this to you out of the order in which I truly filmed it. These things were not painted consecutively, as you would think. In reality, I painted the first side of the lime, coral, and peacock all at the same time. And then when that dried, I flipped all 3 of them over and painted on the other side.
What?
This is how I got them mixed up and didn't remember that the lime was supposed to have stars and the coral was supposed to have hearts. Instead, I mixed them up and put stars on the coral and hearts on the lime, and now there's 2 different decorations on them. It's so confusing. Does this matter to anyone but me? Probably not. But I felt it was necessary to document my trials and tribulations. For the peacock color, I decided to do something totally different. I flipped it on its side and ended up painting a bunch of stripes. As I was painting this, I had a little bit of artist regret because I realized, oh my gosh, this looks so much like a vanilla and a chocolate wafer with the little lines of vanilla or chocolate in it. I could have done some really cool cookie designs. But you know what? I was actually more focused on the color scheme that I was going for, and I'm really happy with that. So I'm okay with it, but it is something that crossed my mind. I was like, could have done vanilla wafers. I already purchased Checkers, Chess, and Guess Who. I might also buy Candyland, and maybe I'll do a candy-themed painting for one of those games instead, so there will be opportunities to incorporate food in the future if that is something that I feel like I want to do. Ooh, oh my gosh, I love the stripes. I think these stripes look so pretty. It's probably my favorite decoration I did of all 3. I went outside and took out my glossy Mod Podge and sprayed that all over both sides of these Jenga pieces. And here we have the final result of my Jenga once it has been fully painted and customized. I gotta say, this was just really fun. Jenga is a fun game just in general, but the blocks are always so boring, and it's really fun to have a set that's now in my style, in colors that I really like. I love that they're warm-toned and really vibrant. I really like the decorations, and I had a great time doing this. If you have an idea for a game that you'd like to see me paint on, leave a comment. I actually painted Jenga because someone commented it last time I did Tic-Tac-Toe, so I'm definitely open to suggestions. If you want to see me paint on other stuff, I've got a playlist linked in one of these two boxes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!